Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, guys, we have a brand new palette review. We're reviewing the new Game Beauty Fantasy palette. So you guys want to see what this is all about, what my thoughts are, well then definitely keep on watching. Okay, so I initially was not going to film today. I was like, you know what? I filmed 4 videos this week. I have some extra content to film this week for my Patreon members. I'm going to take today off just because I really wanted to. And I also knew that today was the launch of the new Game Beauty Fantasy palette. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to be picking it up. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I went to the mailbox and this was sitting right there. And I'm like, wait, I didn't order this. It's not even released yet. And yet, here is a package from Game Beauty. Now, guys, you guys know I don't really get PR, if at all. It's very, very few and far between that I do. And the times that I do get PR, it's mostly from brands who are like, hey, is it cool if we send you a whole range of products? Do you mind doing a review? And I'm like, yeah, sure, absolutely. 1, it gets your name out there, and 2, it's just a great way for me to try new products. So I don't mind doing that. But I never really had a brand rarely just send me something without like letting me know, without asking for anything in return. Like that doesn't happen for me. It usually happens for a lot bigger influencers where they just literally get sent PR just because they are sent PR. That doesn't happen for me. So when this just showed up, I never even heard anything from Game Beauty. I was like, oh my God, like it just really meant a lot. Oh my God, I'm literally about to get emotional over it. But it's just, this is something that just doesn't happen for me. So it really just, I need to first and foremost say thank you so much to Game Beauty, because this was something that was completely unexpected. This just doesn't happen for me at all. So thank you so much. You have no idea how much this freaking means to me. And like, I'm going to get emotional over a palette, but this is just something that just doesn't happen for me. Usually everything comes with some sort of stipulation one way or another, and this one didn't come with anything. It was just sent to me. So thank you. Okay, so if you guys don't know, or if you're new here, I am in love with video games. I'm a huge gamer. I play video games all the time. My husband streams 3 times a week on Twitch. He plays video games all the time. So when I found Game Beauty back in January, and they are a makeup brand that makes video games all into one, I was like, oh, bitch. I had to like get their first palette, which is the Adventure palette. It is absolutely stunning and gorgeous. It's a lot of greens and yellows and golds. You guys know how I love those colors, and it was a very beautiful palette. I loved creating the look, and the brand actually like reshared my photo on their page. I was like, oh my God, that's me. It was just so cool. Like I had like a fangirl moment. But I love video games, so when this brand pretty much says that they are going to be like a gamer style makeup brand, I was like, I am all for it. Now granted, when I did have a conversation with them back in January, I was like, listen, can y'all do like a Last of Us theme palette? Because like, that'd be so much fun. But I saw this new fantasy palette, and I was like, first off, the graphics, I have to show you guys. They sent a little card. Oh, they sent me a really sweet card. That's so sweet. Thank you guys so much. They said how much I love my videos and the looks, and so do their customers. Oh, that makes my heart so happy. Okay, so here we have the fantasy palette. For guys, do we not see the stunning quality of this? You know what? Let me grab the Adventure palette so you guys can see the comparison. Okay, so this is the Adventure palette. I actually have this, like one of the like first palettes in my collection to be seen, because it's such an aesthetically pleasing palette. Like look at this right here. Absolutely beautiful. This makes me feel like I'm about to go like on an adventure, like I am in the game Uncharted or Tomb Raider, about to explore some tombs. Like this just really throws me straight into a video game. And then when I get this vibe right here, I'm thinking of like Spyro. I'm thinking of, again, Tomb Raider in the second game. Like I'm thinking of so many fun like possibilities. It's kind of reminds me of like Legends of Zelda, even though I don't play that game. But it just really does give me that gamer-esque vibe. I also love the difference right here. Do you guys not see this? Like the thought that goes in just the packaging alone. Guys, I love a good packaging. I tend to keep unit cartons that are absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I will not throw these unit cartons away because of how gorgeous they are. Like I'm about to step into a damn adventure and I'm living for it. Plus, like look at her outfit right here in Adventure. Definitely more of a tropical summer theme. And then This is the winter theme right here. Oh, Game of Thrones moment. Just like, look at the details right here. Look at those details. Oh my God. Like, the details are just no other. I cannot get over just the packaging. And when you open it up, this is the front. And when you open it, oh God, the color scheme is just beautiful. It's breathtaking. It's beautiful, icy blues, purples, pastel pinks. Like, it is stunning. Now I'm going to have to show you guys just a comparison so you guys can see the two different contrasts between the two palettes, just because I really want you to see the range of the Game Beauty. So this right here is the Adventure palette. Like I said, you have the greens, the golds, the purples, and then right here you do have the more pastel, like icy blues, purples, pinks. It is just freaking stunning. I love it so much. So I am going to tell you guys about this palette because this is just like a gorgeous palette. I cannot wait to dive into it. But on the website, this palette just launched today. It does retail for $45. You do get 10 shadows. And it says, step into the fantasy world and transform yourself into the magician you always wanted to be. Enjoy 10 super pigmented eyeshadows in 4 different textures with the ultra fine formulas which yield high performance. So right here we do have the first shade. It's kind of hard to tell because it is going to be a lighter pastel. We have Illuminate, followed by Dreamland, Celestial, which I actually thought would have more pigment than what it does, but I bet you probably lay down very beautifully. Then we have Buff, Mana, Faith, this beautiful ethereal color. Oh, I'm living for that. We have Ice Fantasy, Courage, and Mage. You know what's actually so funny is that whenever I was playing the South Park games, it was the first one. So the first Stick of Truth South Park game, I actually picked like the Mage character because I wanted to have, I think, the magical abilities. But it's, oh my God, if you guys have not played the South Park video games, I highly recommend it. It's so funny. It's very inappropriate for children because it's just like the TV show. And it's just a lot of fun. This palette though is just, I'm living for it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. They do have 4 different textures. They have a matte shade, they have a shimmer shade, they have a duochrome shade, and they also have a shade, which is actually gonna be this Mana shade right here, which actually is gonna have pressed pearls inside the shimmer right here, which is always really, really beautiful. Sometimes it could be a little difficult to work with just because these are more pressed pigments, but they're always so beautiful and stunning when you can get them to work. So I'm just blown away by the packaging. I still can't get over the packaging. It's $45 for 10 shades. It's really not a bad price. I thoroughly love my Adventure palette. I think it's so beautiful. I have so much fun with this, and it's just like so stunning. And I actually really am glad that they did not include a pressed glitter in this palette. That makes me so happy because I'm just not a fan of pressed glitters for the most part. I love the Tati one. The Tati Beauty had the best pressed glitter, and the With Love Cosmetics has best pressed glitter, but this one wasn't too wowing for me, and I think they really took that into consideration. I remember even watching Teresa's Dead review, and even she talked about how she wasn't a fan of the pressed glitter formula. I feel like they really listened to their customers, and they did not include that in this one, and I'm like, oh my God, like they're listening. I think this is so freaking cool. So I'm not going to keep rambling on. I'm going to zoom you guys in. We're probably maybe going to do 2 eye looks today. We're going to see, but we are going to be playing around with these blues because I have to create a really beautiful blue look. Like, this is screaming to me to create like an icy fantasy. So I'm excited. Let's go and get started, guys. Alrighty, guys. So the first shade that we're going to go into is this iced fantasy shade right here, and we're going to use the EF7 brush from Bling Brushes. You guys can use my code to save you guys 10%. It's just Allie. And we're going to go ahead and dig into this ice fantasy. If you guys don't know, like I said, that Corey and I play video games all the time, and we recently just did a stream together where we streamed this game called At Dead of Night, and it's like a stupid, silly, like jump scare game, but it was so much fun. Us playing that together, we literally had a freaking blast. And if you guys got to catch us on the stream, thank you guys so much for joining. It's one of those like point and like click games. Like, you really can't do anything except just like press your mouse and go in a direction. All the while trying to hide from this character called Jimmy.
Oh my gosh! Where are you at, Jimmy? Wow, the one time I don't have the freaking room key. Wow, dude. Of course.
Who is just like out to get you, and you have to like hide in bedrooms, you have to hide in bathrooms, you have to like hide in cabinets, and you're trying to figure out like these ghost stories and like how Jimmy like killed these people. And it was so much fun, and that's just one of the many reasons why I love playing video games, because it just allows you to like escape into the world and just kind of like lose yourself. I think the only video game that I have ever like truly like lost myself in has been The Last of Us. The Last of Us is the one game that I have like completely like immersed myself into that game, and I won't leave my couch. I mean, I remember when The Last of Us was supposed to come out in the summer, like Memorial Day weekend last year, and it's supposed to come out, and then obviously COVID hit, so they pushed it back. Before this was ever like a thing like COVID, I remember being at work and I remember telling my boss, he's like, hey, during this weekend, I will be requesting off work because I will not be missing this video game launch. I need to play it. Like, I'm not missing it. And I remember even telling you guys, like, oh my God, when this comes out, I'm not filming for you guys. And yeah, then COVID hit and things just like completely changed. But I remember actually still not filming for you guys. I had like pre-film content because I was not missing that video game. And that's just like how much like video games mean to me. Like my parents know that I've always been into video games even as a child. I mean, my favorite games I'd always play, which I still do play, surprisingly enough, is The Sims, is Roller Coaster Tycoon. I don't play Zoo Tycoon anymore, but now there's this new thing called Planet Zoo. And I think I might actually try playing that. And then obviously like adventure games. Like I love the Drake Uncharted series, and I'm so mad. And y'all can fight me in the comment section if you want, and I respect that. But I'm so mad because they finally like, you know, are filming the movie Drake Uncharted, or just gonna call it Uncharted. And the person who plays Nathan Drake is supposed to be this really hot, muscular, manly dude. So they have freaking Tom Holland playing it. And I'm like, ew, Spider-Man. I do not find him attractive in the slightest, and I'm so mad at who they casted for that. And Corey's like, just give it a chance. And I'm like, but he's not hot. He's a kid. I know he's not, but he's just not. He's like, they could really like ruin a story. I get so scared whenever movie companies want to play like make a video game into a movie, because like a lot of times they butcher it. And by the way, this color is freaking stunning. There is some fallout, but that's to be expected. But this color is laying down beautifully. Oh, it's stunning. But it's like movies have the chance of ruining something. Like I know they just casted for the HBO series The Last of Us cast, and they casted the guy that plays he plays Mando in The Mandalorian, and they also casted the girl who played one of the lords in Game of Thrones. I just really wanted Hugh Jackman to play Joel. I really wanted him because that's who I like envisioned, and he's not. And I'm just so I'm mad, especially because like I love me and like Corey. That's like the one thing we cosplayed as The Last of Us. Even my sister, when her husband when her husband is here during the time of MegaCon, I miss MegaCon so much. But when he was here, even they cosplayed as Ellie and Joel from The Last of Us. It's just like an iconic game. So hey, I'm Game Beauty. If you ever want to create like a Last of Us scenario, you know, palette, I'll help you. We can collab. We can do that together. I don't know if you're allowed to, though, because, like, rights. I can reach out to Naughty Dog, though. I'll talk to them. That's fine. It'd be so cool. You can, like, capitalize on The Last of Us, but you would really want to do it justice. Yeah, I'm really into video games, if you guys can't already tell. Right now, I'm replaying the Assassin's Creed series. I'm just really playing Ezio's stories. I'm on Assassin's Creed, I'm on Assassin's Creed Brotherhood right now, and I am loving it so much. The only thing I can't get into is like I can't get into like Fortnite and Call of Duty and stuff like that. I'm not the type of person that I like to play with other people. If it's like a scary game, by all means, because like in Outlast, all you have to do is run and hide. I get scared shitless sometimes, and when I get really scared in a video game, I tend to just run. Like I just screw you, you're on your own, I run. If you guys watch the stream with us playing at Dead of Night, you guys would clearly have seen that I was like, peace out, motherfuckers. Like, every man for himself. Like, you're supposed to find your 4 friends. I was like, I can find new friends. It's fine. But, like, it's so much fun. But, like, I tend to just run when I get scared and I get lost. And a lot of times we play horror games. You have to, like, just kind of, like, run and hide. And that's why I had to play with somebody, like, because I don't have a good sense of directions when it comes. I don't have a good sense of directions in my everyday life. So, a lot of times I'm like, oh, yeah, you need to go left. And I'm pointing right. Sometimes I'll play like a multiplayer game together. Other than that, I'm not into like I'm a role playing type of person. Like I'm not into playing like first person shooter video style games where you have to like fight other people. Like that's just not my cup of tea at all. So that's why I haven't gotten into like Fortnite and Call of Duty. I just can't get into it. I don't want to sit there and fight with somebody the whole time. That would just really annoy me. I love it. I'm definitely gonna have to like add just a little bit more because it's a little patchy right there, but it's not the palette. It's the fact that it's a pastel color. Anything that's pastel and light, you really have to pack it in there. A lot of times it does help if you do put down a white base first and then pack the color on top of it. I do know that, but it's just not really what I like to do because I like to have a very soft looking pastel look, and I know I can get it there. It just takes a little bit longer compared to packing down a white color first. Try something that I normally wouldn't mix up or go for it. We're gonna try the shade Ethereal right here. We're gonna take it on my fingers, like this beautiful duochrome, like blue purple shift. Bitch, I live for it. And we're gonna start to just place that right here. We're gonna start to blend these shades in together. And I hope this look comes together the way that I envision it to. Oh, that's such a stunning color. Then I want to take the shade Mage because this is just like a really beautiful, like cool tone purple. It's so beautiful. It's almost like a grayed out purple. I really just want to play with it. So we're going to take it on the same brush and we're going to lay that down right next to that color and blend these together. Hopefully this will be a good color combination. If it's not, you know what? I don't care. That's the beauty of this whole thing because it's a gamer palette, and gamers, you can be fun and creative and be whoever you want to be. That's what I also love about video games. Now you just have to really be careful with this shade because it is very, very, very easy to blend away, I'm noticing. So you have to really kind of like pack that in and just go in ever so lightly. If you ever have troubles with this, you could lay down technically glitter glue as well to help get that base down so that it does stay in place. But I do think it's really, really, really beautiful. Like look at that shimmer though. That shimmer is freaking everything. You know, it'd be really nice too. They should create like a orange, red, and like yellow palette and have like the design be like a volcano, like this girl's facing like a volcano. That'd be such a beautiful palette. Bright yellows, mustard yellow, oranges, dark oranges, reds, purples, browns. Ooh, that'd be so sick. So for this eye, we're gonna do something kind of similar, but a little bit different. We're gonna go into the Celestial shade right here first for the inner corner. And we're gonna kind of do a more darker, smokier eye look. So we're gonna go ahead and just start to pack that in. Not as bright and vibrant as I was looking at it in the pan, but it's still really beautiful nonetheless. And it has like kind of like a duochrome shift as well. Kind of looks like it almost has a little bit of pink and purple reflex in it. Okay, so then the next shade, we're gonna go into the shade Mana right here. I was originally gonna do Buff, but I think I'm gonna go Mana so I can kind of show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to this formula so you guys can see the different type of texture. So here we have this right here, beautiful. And we're gonna lay that right down to Celestial. We're gonna start to just layer this right here. Oh, the way they're blending though, like the color that it's creating, oh my gosh, it's pretty. It's so random, but this palette just reminds me, like I keep thinking of Avatar The Last Airbender is what I keep thinking when I'm using this palette. Maybe just because it's like in the mountains and I think of like when Aang goes to the southern air tribe, and it's not snowy, but this kind of reminds me, or when they go to the northern water tribe. This is like how it's like reminding me of, and it's just such a pretty aesthetically pleasing palette. And I'm still like so mad about that damn TV show that the original creators walked away because of freaking Netflix, and they changed it up. They made Katara now the older sibling by 2 years. And I'm like, no, why would you? Look at me getting so invested into a damn TV show. Now we're gonna go into the shade Courage to go right next to that shade right here. We're going to put this down and we're going to buff it out. Start to mix these two together. Start to lay that down right here. Now there's definitely some fallout with the shimmer shades, and that is okay. But we're just going to lay this down and then we're going to slowly buff it up and blend out. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Buff right here and just mix that in just a little bit right here. Maybe rock 4 colors. I haven't done that in a long time. Place that right here. Ooh, That's pretty. Okay, so now that that's laid down, that's actually really, really beautiful. I did have a little struggle with mana, but it wasn't that bad. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face. We're gonna come back, we're gonna do the lower eyes together, and I'll show you like what I did, and then yeah, guys, I'll give you guys my final opinions on this palette. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, and this is the final look. I am such an idiot. I got so into my YouTube video that I forgot to record the under eye portion. So we're gonna go over that together. So on this eye, I just want to keep the light pastel look. So I actually went into the shade Illuminate right here, which is gonna be a beautiful pastel yellow. And it wasn't that hard to lay down. Now it isn't as like vibrant because it's not meant to be like a vibrant yellow of any sorts. It is a pastel yellow, but it's actually really pretty. I really do enjoy it. And now looking at this eye overall, I still think it's a really, really beautiful eye. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I do. Like I said, I did struggle with that shade Mage right here, but this is because it's a cool tone pastel purple, and pastels are just really hard to work with in general. Like I said, you can help to make these colors be more vibrant if you lay down a white base prior, but not everybody's going to do that. I try to do what an everyday person's gonna do, because sometimes when you're on the go, you don't really have time to like layer, but I still think it's really, really beautiful. Does it look a little like patchy, just a little bit right there? It does, but it's not. Like when it looks like this, it's just not. It's just kind of like light compared to the next color, but I still think the overall effect is actually really beautiful because this Icy Fantasy laid down really, really nicely. I didn't need to have any sort of base for it. It laid down beautifully. It mixed into that shimmer so nicely, and I just really like how it looks overall. I think it's a really pretty look. Now for this eye right here, I did struggle a little bit with the Mana shade as well as a little bit of the Courage. This one again kind of did the same thing as the Mage did right here, but it just took a little bit of build up to get it to where I want it to be. And I really do like how I end up adding the buff right here to kind of just bring the whole thing together. I think it's a really beautiful like icy look. I really am enjoying it. And then for underneath, I just went in with the Icy Fantasy right here. I did use a ColourPop white gel liner. Always use that. I'm actually wearing my Mila lashes right here from Noella Lashes. And then yeah, I'm wearing my Jaclyn cosmetic stuff. Not the lips. That's coming in later this week. And that's a story I'll tell you guys in that video. But overall, I really do think it came out really, really beautifully. I forgot to take this off. Overall, I think it came out really beautiful. I like how both eyes look. Even though this one is just going to be a little bit more lighter because of it, I still think it's really beautiful nonetheless, especially if you're kind of like looking at it from distance. I just think it's a really beautiful eye look, especially this one right here. It gives you that blue, beautiful fantasy. Now, the only shades I did not utilize was the Faith shade right here and the Dreamland shade are the only two shades I did not utilize in this palette, but I was able to utilize everything else. And so far, I am enjoying this palette. Did I have some struggles? I did. That's just what happens whenever you work with really pigmented shadows. A little bit goes a long way. There's a lot of fallout, and you can have some issues just depending on, I guess, how you work it. Sometimes I do great at them. Sometimes I struggle. It's just the way it is. But pastels, I'm always having a little bit of like, not patchy, but just kind of like blends itself away a little bit with pastels. But overall, I still really enjoy this palette. I think it's a really beautiful palette. It's $45 for 10 shades. It's really not a bad price point. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. You really do feel like you are in a gaming fantasy. I love the way that it looks. I love how small and compact it is, so you can really take it on the go and travel. I like that it just matches its counterpart right here. And like I said, I think like a orangey, yellow, red theme with like a volcano background or some sort of like fiery background would be so freaking cool. Say Game Beauty if you're listening. That's just an idea I'm just gonna toss out there for you, but I think it'd be such a cool idea. And then it kind of like matches and goes with everything. So overall, I really do enjoy this palette. I think it's really, really beautiful, and I just really had fun creating this beautiful like icy look. I really am loving this side, I think, just a little bit more. I don't know why. I just really am loving how the three colors came together. I just think that these are just, it's just really, really beautiful. Now the blues did stain my fingers just a little bit, so I had to like wash it, but like they're kind of under my nails. So just know the blues have a little bit of staining property, particularly the Courage shade right here. And you are going to have to build up the pastel colors. You really are, but at the end of the day, when they do work, they're beautiful, they're perfect, and I really do enjoy it. I really do enjoy this palette. I love it for so many different reasons. I love the packaging. I really love this Ethereal shade right here. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful duochrome shift. It is freaking stunning. The blue purple shift, I cannot get over how beautiful this is. Really, really nicely. And the shimmers work really well into each other. The shimmers blend really nicely into each other. Game Beauty, thank you so much for sending me this fantasy palette. This was completely unexpected, and I just want to know that this means the world to me. I was not expecting this. I was going to go out and buy it today myself, and I don't know, thank you so much for just sending it to me and not letting me know and just surprising me and not expecting anything from it. And I really appreciate that. That's so hard for me to find. And yeah, it means a lot. I don't think you guys realize the impact that you guys had on me. So thank you so much. And regardless if this isn't to me PR, you guys know that I'll always give you guys my honest opinions. And I really do enjoy this palette. I think it's really beautiful. And I just am so in love with this eye look right here. I don't know what it is. I'm just like staring at it going, I just think it's just a pretty combination. So yeah, guys, this palette is available right now. I did not have a code or anything but I will link them down below. Please go check them out. Go follow Game Beauty. If you guys are into video games, you guys are into makeup, I really think this brand is going to be for you. So with that said, guys, that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys like this video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4, mostly 5 times a week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for the Life, where you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And a huge, huge, huge thank you to all these beautiful Patreon members that you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And to my subscribers and my viewers, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribe, you didn't subscribe, either way, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I will see you guys in my very next video. Bye. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw on my lashes, do the majority of my face, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna so they do have 4 different textures, just like they did in the Adventure palette. They have a matte shade, they have a, like I said, you can help to like in pastel colors. It just depends on how well but that's just what happens when you use, but that's just what's happened. But I don't remind, so I don't really get, so, I don't really know like the range of this Game Beauty. I really want you guys to see, and they do have 4 different textures on, so they do have 4 different textures as well. But I'm always just like,